Well, hello and welcome to the annual update of my Digimon TCG collection. It is a bit later than usual, but life got in the way. And when I finally had the time, EX8 was just around the corner, so I thought might as well get my hands on that before doing the video. And so here we are. So without further ado, let's get started. And as always, I'll start by showing some of the decks I built during the last year. Here are also some old ones, so I'm not gonna go through every one of them since I already did so for some of them in the last video. Like here, for instance, we have my War Greymon deck, which I already showed last year, and it didn't really change all that much, so let's just skip it and go to this is the new one, Pokemon Sun and Moon, which is the Dianamon and Apollomon deck. What's the typing actually? White Fang and something with... Nightclaw, right. White Fang and Nightclaw deck, which has the interesting mechanic of putting your top evolution cards on the bottom of your Digimon and then digivolving into something else for a reduced cost. And you can climb very easily like that all the way up to level 6 for very little cost. And of course, the big payoff of the deck is the level 7 Grey Snowamon. Here is one of them. I think I played 2 copies in this deck. I'm not sure if 3 is needed. But anyway, this is the ultimate payoff of the deck. It's a pretty strong deck. And as an engine as well, it's been used in one of the top decks right now, which is Mirage Galgamon, which utilizes the White Claw and Night Fang engine. Then we have the Jasmine deck, also an old one. Oh right, this is an old one, but it got some upgrades now. The Ragnar Lordmon deck. Recently it got an Ace Ragnar Lordmon and overall some new support. Right, also the Garnet Memory Boost, which is the new card from the Special Limited set. That's a memory boost for basically red and black, which Ragnar Lordmon is. So it fits very well into the deck. Here's the new Ace monster. The new Ace card. And yeah, the deck doesn't really rely on the gacha mechanic as much as before, which makes it more consistent now. It can still play around with it, but it doesn't have to. And yeah, the deck is a lot improved since the last time. Still not top tier or anything, but it's a fun deck to play around. Then we have the Chessmon deck, which I also upgraded with some new cards. There's also a memory boost for yellow and black, and the new Pawn Chessmons from the starter deck as well. Along with Arisa, the new Tamer from Digimon Liberator webcomic. So yeah, I always liked the playstyle of Chessmon, and I'm glad that they got some new cards and some cards that aren't exactly for them, but they can use as well. The so-called puppet support. So yeah, a very fun deck, and really nice to play around with. Then we have the Hunter deck, which I believe is also not new. The Bloom Lordmon deck, also an old one. This is a newer one. This is the Phoenixmon deck, which became quite strong recently with the release of Phoenixmon X Antibody. Alright, and the X Antibody Protoform. This card skyrocketed in price because of all the new X Antibody Digimon. But yeah, it still is a pretty strong deck, and it's nice to see that some of the less popular Digimon Adventure Digimon are also getting their spot in the limelight in the metagame today. And yeah, nothing really else much to say about the deck. It's fun, and I like it. Then we have the Gallantmon deck, which I haven't upgraded all that much since last year. Still waiting to get a couple more cards for it to upgrade it to its full potential. Then we have the Machinedramon deck, also not really much has changed. Right, this is the bane of everyone's existence lately, the Mirage Galgamon. I think I got some new cards from it, mostly the burst modes, which I didn't really have before. And I don't think anything else really changed about the deck since last year. Where are they actually, the burst modes? Ah, here's one. And should be a second one around here that I got recently. Oh, yeah, here it is. So yeah, that's all of the changes I did to the deck. And yeah, this is one of the most hated decks at the moment because, well, it's not very nice for your opponent to steal memory from you when it's your turn. And yeah, a lot of people are calling for Mirage Galgamon to get banned or limited or something, just that it isn't really in the game anymore. But I don't know, I don't really mind it that much. Maybe it's just me, I don't know. Then we have the D Reaper deck, also nothing really changed with it. This is an upgraded old deck, the Diaboromon deck, which got some new support in BT17, I believe. Wait, this, alright, it is BT17. This is one of the new cards it got. Also a new Diaboromon. And they introduced an alternate win condition with the Doomsday Clock, which I thought is pretty funny. It's not really consistent or anything, but hey, if you manage to pull it off, it is quite funny. So yeah, that's the new stuff it got. Didn't really play around much with it, so I don't know how good the deck actually is, but it's a fan favorite, that's for sure. Then we also have the Shine Greymon deck, which also got some new support in BT17, including a new Shine Greymon Burst mode, which is also an Ace Digimon. Should be around. Aha, there it is. So, yeah, it's a pretty strong card, allowing you to Digivolve for free when your opponent is attacking, and it plays a Tamer for free, reduces your opponent's DP by 5000 for each Tamer you have, and it can gain Security Attack Plus by suspending 2 of your Tamers. So a pretty strong card, and it can also be tacked into some other yellow and red decks that are reliant on their Tamers. So it is a pretty good card, I like it. Then we have the Bagra Army deck, which also I didn't change any from last year. The Black War Greymon, also the same goes for it. This is the Etemon and Sukamon deck, which I upgraded with also with the new Nature Spirits Metal Etemon, and also the new Sepia Memory Boost, which is for black and yellow, like in the Chessmon. And I'm actually thinking about putting some Scrambles in there as well, since all the Sukamons and the Chumons as well, are targets for its revival effect. So it can prove to be pretty strong in the deck. I still have to experiment some more to see if it's a viable option. But on paper, it does sound good. Then we have the, what's it called, the Malomyotismon deck, which also got some new cards in BT16. Right, here's the new Malomyotismon. And I love playing around with this deck. It has a straightforward, what's it called, game plan. And what it does relatively okay. And it's definitely one of the most fun decks I played this year. Alright, it also got the Myotismon X antibody in the special limited set. And yeah, big fan of the deck. Very fun. Also, the Myotismon Ace looping the Tamers is pretty busted. Then we have, alright, this is the, what's it called? The Imperial Dramon deck, which also got some support in BT16, right, the new Imperial Dramon Fighter mode Ace. I think there's also a Dragon mode Ace, alright, a new Pale Dramon as well. So yeah, this is one of the decks that will always continue getting new support, and it's always gonna be one of the top decks because I mean the already existing support is pretty good, and all the new stuff that you get have to be stronger than the previous cards because you know it sells the set. And yeah, it's also one of the fan favorite decks, so it's no wonder it's a strong deck. And finally, here we have the Blue Flare deck, which also it didn't really change all that much from last year. Right, that's it for this box. Let's see what we have in this one. Alright, these don't have any names written, so I'm not really sure which ones those are. Alright, this is the Shakamon deck that was featured in the Christmas special episode. Yeah, it's a pretty cool Digimon, being able to give minus security attack to every Digimon on the field and then boosting your own Digimon by giving them security attack plus for every security attack minus they have instead. So, yeah, you can do some shenanigans with it. Not really a particularly strong deck, but it's pretty interesting to say the least. Let's see, next up we have. Oh, this should be the Gammamon deck, right? I also got some new cards for this one. Didn't have any of the purple level 5, what's its name? Should be around here somewhere. Alright, here it is, Regulusmon Ace. This is a pretty important card for the deck. I managed to get two of those, I think. Oh, and also the Siriusmon from RB1, which I didn't have before. So I mean, the deck is still not really any good competitively or even casually all that much, but I really like Gamamon as a Digimon, so I still have the deck. And next we have the Terriermon deck, which also was one of the strongest decks from the year with the new Rapidmon X antibody and the structure deck it received with the Mega Gargomon Ace, another strong Ace card, and it's also another fan favorite deck, so it will probably continue to get support further down the line. So it pays off having as many Terriermon related cards as possible. Let's see. This should be. Yep, this is the Zepagamon deck. The deck based around the main Digimon partner from the new protagonist of the Digimon web comic. And it also brought with it a new mechanic, the Vortex mechanic, which is kind of like Blitz and Rush, and a bit like Raid, all put into one mechanic. So, whew, talk about power creep, am I right? And yeah, I really like the design of the Fagamon actually. A huge fan of it. And the playstyle of the deck is also pretty interesting, so I like it because it continues the usual green thing of suspending your Digimon and then attacking over them, maybe having some piercing, trashing multiple securities and stuff like that. It all does it very well, so I'm a fan of the deck. And here we have the deck of the second protagonist of the webcomic, which is Arisa and her puppet deck, with Sandromon as the boss Digimon, which I also really like the design of. And it has the new overclock mechanic, which can delete one of your Digimon, so this Digimon can attack your opponent without suspending even. And it mitigates the problem of deleting your Digimon by just having the ability to spam tokens, and whenever your Digimon gets deleted, one of the tamers can play a puppet trade Digimon that's level 3, I believe, from your hand, just like that. So you always have something to delete and attack with your boss Digimon. And finally in this box is... Alright, it's the Meramon Mineramon deck, which I upgraded to have some of the newer cards like Metal Garurumon Ace, and also put in some red cards because of the what's it called, the Skang Greymon deck, which synergizes pretty well with the here it is. It synergizes pretty well with the deck's playstyle. Also, Crimson Blade is just a good security bomb as well. Uh, yeah, I'm a really big fan of Minervamon and Mervamon, especially the Merva Loop deck from back in the day. God, I enjoyed playing that one. So yeah, hopefully we get some more cards that synergize well with it in the future. Now let's take a look here. This is the box from the Premium Heroine set, which is probably one of my favorite products this year. I mean, not probably, it is one of my favorites. Because it features reprints of some of my favorite Digimon cards in the game, upgraded with some stunning artwork. So yeah, I was a huge fan of the set. Let's see, alright, here we have the Sakuyamon deck, which also got some new support in the EX8, but I still haven't incorporated it in the deck. I'm still brewing something. Alright, here is the reprint of Sakuyamon from EX2 in the new stunning artwork. I mean, it just looks amazing. It was done by Nakano Haito, right? He did all the artwork for this set. And yeah, I'm a huge fan of his art that he did here. One of my favorite artists in the game. Tona Mikanji is probably my favorite, but he's also up there with the rest of them. So yeah, we're also expected some new support in the following set. So that's when I will finalize the deck. This is one of my favorite decks to play, so I will always look for ways to improve it. I really like the mechanic of just playing 2 cost and more option cards and then getting some effects from your Digimon because of it. Right, this is the 3 Archangels, 3 Great Archangels, I believe. Yeah, that's it. Wait, is it 3 Great Archangels or just 3 Great Angels? Let's see. It's 3 Great Angels, right? Archangel is something else. But yeah, this is probably one of the most shiniest decks I own because man, it has just a lot of super rares in here and secrets as well. Maybe actually just one secret, the Angemon from what was it, BT14, I believe. Which, right, I don't even have a full playset of. Oh, right, there's also the Shine Greymon Ruin mode, another secret. Yeah, I still only have 2 of the Angemon, so it's not fully completed, but it's still playable even in this state, and it's a pretty strong deck. But man, that's a lot of super rares and above for a single deck. And finally, we have, alright, the new Nature Spirits deck. Also another one from the Christmas special. Which it has all the different colors in a single deck. Well, almost all of them. I don't think there's any purple the cards. But yeah, I'm a fan of decks like those that get they can play different colors in them, and they get the best that color has to offer in terms of game mechanics, like blocker and reboot for black, piercing and suspending for green, drawing cards and jamming from blue and stuff like that. I like those kinds of decks. Right, that's it for this one. Now let's see what we have here. Yeah. This is the Alforce Vidramon deck, which I upgraded with another arena which I got recently. So now I have 2, not just 1. But yeah, I mean, that card is still expensive as hell. I'm not even sure what I traded for it. Maybe some alternate art I got from EX6 or something like that. Yeah, I traded a bunch of those for some other cards I needed. And yeah, here's the other one. So yeah, still missing 2 of them to actually make this deck the best version of itself. but it is still playable like this, and I really like the playstyle of this deck. And here is the new Three Musketeers deck. And as you all know, I'm a huge Belstarmon fan, so of course I'm gonna build this one as well. Although I'm not really a huge fan of the new playstyle, I still miss that we can't use the owned option cards. But I mean, yeah, I got three different artworks for each of the member of the Three Musketeers, so I was like, yeah, of course I'm gonna build a deck and put all three different artworks in it, just to flex a little, you know. But yeah, as I said, not really a huge fan of not being able to use the older Three Musketeers cards, but it's still a fun deck to play with. Right, let's see the next. Right, what do we have here? This should be the Deva, right? Yeah, it is the Deva deck, and 4 Sovereign as well. Which again, it's another deck that has multiple different colors in it, so you can use effects, the best effects from every color, which as I said before, I'm a big fan of. So I also like playing around with this deck as well. And this one should be the 7 Great Demon Lords, right? Yep, the deck that won the North American National Championship recently. It was the Nationals for North America, right? Anyway, yeah, still a pretty strong deck, even though it's kind of old at this point. But yeah, this is another one of those decks that plays around with the trash, which I am a fan of, since I am a fan of purple decks in general, and they all have something to do with the trash. This one is no exception. And yeah, pretty strong deck even to this day. Surprised it managed to have such a long-lasting career. And I believe these are just memory gauges, right? Yeah. So for whenever I need a memory gauge, I just take one from this box. And we're up to the final box. Right, here is the what's it called, Dragon Wings deck, which also got some new support in what is already X7, and now it features Digimon that have both on play and when Digimon effects. So if you have Hina on the field, when you evolve into one of those, you get both of them. Another example of power creep, am I right? But yeah, the deck isn't really all that strong. But I'm a fan of the deck from when it was first introduced in the game, so I very much enjoy playing around with it. And here is the deck that I enjoy playing the most at the moment, which is my Lilithmon deck with the new Lilithmon X antibody. Yeah, I also made how to play 1-1 video with it recently, and I tweaked the deck a bit since then. That was more of a, well, I don't know if you could call it a pure version or something like that, but it did feature the cards that were that synergized with the deck's playstyle. But since then I added stuff like Goblinmon and Ogremon, since I noticed that memory was kind of a problem, since I didn't have enough most of the time. Also added the mats from the wait, what it was, the Metal Garurumon starter deck, I believe. Right, yeah, it is from the starter deck. I added 2 of them as well, so I have a memory setter. And yeah, the deck works much better since I added those cards, and I really had a lot of fun playing this deck. And I love the Lilithmon's effect that if she would be deleted, you can just delete any other Digimon on the field, even your opponents, which is a lot of fun. right now for some singular decks that I didn't really manage to fit into a box anywhere. Here we have one of my all-time favorites, which I still play to this day, the Mastemon deck. Right, and the new Ember Memory Boost, which is the memory boost for yellow and purple, we basically custom made for this deck. Alright, also the Shine Greymon Burst mode here, since this deck is reliant on tamers as well. But yeah, I never will get tired of playing around with this deck. And whenever we get some new Angel or Archangel support, I see if it fits into this deck. Uh, yeah, I had so many fond memories of playing around with it. Right, and here we have my deck box, which is meant for decks that I bring to tournaments. And the last time I went to locals, went with my Fenrir Lugamon deck, which again, I'm really, it's one of the decks I had most fun with playing this year. This is the Takemikazuchi version, not the old Fenrir Lugamon. Although that deck as well is also one of my favorites. But yeah, it got overshadowed by Takemikazuchi because of the sheer OTK potential it holds. And it can also grind pretty well, not well, but just if you don't see the cards that you need in your hand or trash, the game can go on for a bit long. So yeah, I there were a lot of cases when the game just dragged on because I couldn't get to my pieces in hand or trash in time. Some of them I won, some of them I lost, but yeah, I had fun playing around with the deck. Right, that's it for the decks. Now let's take a look at my binders. Let's see, starting off as usual with the Agumon and Greymon pages. I got some new alternate art for the BT12 Agumon. This was like a box upper in some set, if I'm not mistaken, or something. But anyway, they look really nice, so I decided to keep them. Also, the first promo Agumon is new. I believe I didn't have it last year. Right, like I said, those are the Greymon pages. I don't think there's anything new concerning Greymon that is added in this binder. Alright, I have a lot of extra Magna Kidmon. I should probably trade them. And here we have the Gauntmon and Gilmon pages. And it's one of my favorite Digimon of all time, so of course I'm gonna collect anything related to them. Except the prize cards, of course, since I don't have that kind of budget. But yeah, like I said, design-wise and gameplay-wise, still one of my favorite Digimon in general and in the card game as well. Also, this Megidramon alternate art goes really hard. Right, there should be some more. Right, this is the new box topper, or whatever you call it, from EX8, and Gilmon just looks adorable in this artwork. I mean, look at him. And yeah, here is the new addition to the Gauntmon lineup, the Medieval Gauntmon from EX8. So yeah, I got a couple of boxes, and pretty much in every one of them I pulled a secret rare Medieval Gauntmon, but zero secret rare Gauntmon X antibodies. Which is a shame because it's necessary to upgrade my Gauntmon deck to play the way I want it to. And it is a good card, I mean, so of course I want it. But yeah, I got none of them, and I got 3 Medieval Gauntmon, which can be played in the Gauntmon deck, but not really 3 copies, you know? So yeah, I still want to get that X antibody as well. But hey, I'm not complaining, Medieval Gauntmon is like generically better than X antibody, so I am glad to have them. I just wanted one X antibody at least. Then here we have some Emperor Greymon and Ancient Greymons. Alright, and the one from BT18. I got most of them as the bonus card that you get in the box from Special Release 2.0, which I also got a couple of. And I believe 75% of the extra cards that I got from those boxes were Emperor Greymon, which was really funny. Alright, then here we have the Shoutmon and Jesmon cards, some of the Gabamon cards as well. Here is the Birds page with Phoenixmon and Sylphimon. I guess Sylphimon is not really a bird, but it kinda is. Right, there's also Yomi from the Premium Heroine set. And the only new card on this page is, I believe, Ragnar Ordmon Ace, so that's it for this one. Alright, here we have some Millenniumon cards. The Aldamons, right, I didn't know where to put them. I was kind of running out of space for the red cards. And I got the playset of Dynamon from EX8. But I think I'm still missing some cards to make it the full deck. I still need some more Tyrannomon X antibodies. Next we have the blue cards, starting with the Garurumon and Gabumon pages, which also not really much new going around here, except for those Garurumon aces and Gabumons from BT15. Then the Vmon stuff. I believe the only thing new here is the Paildramon from BT16, alright, and the Imperialmon Dragon Mode, the alternate art from Special Limited set, which does look pretty nice. Next we have some more blue hybrids here, with the BT17 Ancient Garurumons, which I did manage to get a playset of, as well as Kumamon. Then next we have... right, here are also some new cards from EX8, the Suzune and Skadimon. Unfortunately, I only have one Skadimon, so I can't build the deck, which is a shame, because I like the playstyle. Then, like I said, Metal Sea Dramon Ace and Aegis Dramon, so maybe now I can finally finish that fish deck. Then we have some Hex Blaumon stuff, and here are my Zudamons. I have Zudamon Ace in one of each artworks that it got. Man, I really had some luck opening BT14. Then there are the new Gomamon from BT14, which is one of the best generic Level 3s in blue. I mean, just being able to play itself from the evolution sources if the Digimon it evolved to would be deleted or leave the field some other way. Pretty strong. As well as Whitemon Ace, that's also a pretty strong card. Next we have some more Whitemons. Oh, and more fish support with Aegis Dramon and Japengmon, which is funny how they mixed fish and birds in the same deck. And right, the other new thing for this page is the Ryugomon playset, which I got. I was planning to build a deck around it, but I never really got around to do it. Maybe in the future. Alright, and here is probably my favorite page in the whole binder, because the Renamon Land is also one of my favorites, if not the favorite in the whole franchise. Of course, my name is a furry confirmed. Okay, not like that, guys, okay? Oh, the Bandai isn't helping with it. I mean, did you see some of the art on Renamon cards? Whew. But yeah, anyway, I like Renamon and its evolutions as Digimon, I like the whole deck's playstyle, and the alternate arts they get are just awesome, so that's why this is my favorite page in the binder. And yeah, I did manage to get 2 Sakuyamon X antibodies from EX8, which is neat because I needed it for the deck. And I don't think I will play more than 2, since the level 6 spot is pretty tight in the deck. Right, and here should be... Alright, here we have some more Sakuyamon main modes and Kuzuhamon as well. Are a bunch of Elmon new here? When did the EX5 release? Can't remember right now. Anyway, we have some more Tamers from the Premium Heroine set. And Ophanimon Ace, and that's, I believe, all that is new on this page. Here we have, right, Magnamon X antibody. And man, I also had some luck opening BT16 as well. Opening 2 Magnamons in alternate art. Not bad. And yeah, this is one of the Digimon that's showcasing the power creep in this game. I believe this is the one that started the whole unaffected by your opponent's cards thing. So if you want to blade someone for it, play Magnamon X antibody. And I believe that and this Ponsmon here, alright, and Sandramon from the starter deck are the only new cards here, so let's move on. I also got the places of Magna Garurumon from BT18. So maybe I should build the Rainbow Hybrid deck as well. I do have Susanomon as well. Yeah, definitely something worth looking into. And here we have some Dynasmons, Venusmons, and Musemon X antibodies. Shame I don't have a deck to put it into because this card looks sick as hell. Alright, here is the Terriermon page. Is this the Digimon most people find the cutest? Because it got a lot of alternate arts with him depicted as like one of the cutest things in the world. Alright, some more Cherubimon Aces, and Mimis and Yoshino from Premium Heroine set. And probably my second favorite page in the binder the Rosemon and Lilymon page. Can you guess why that's so? Hint, there are two big reasons. Alright, and this Palmon is also a great generic level 3 for green as well. Man, all the super rare rookies in BT14 are just great. Then there are the new Kazemon from BT18, the green and red ones. And I finished my playset of Ceresmon, which is one of my favorite decks from back in the day. Whatever happened to the Digisorption mechanic? I mean, I know it's still around, maybe not as prevalent as it used to be, but it's a shame because I really liked it. And being able to Digisorb by suspending your opponent's Digimon, man, that was one hell of a thing to do back in the day. Anyway, here we have some insects. Nothing new in this page, I think. Alright, here we have the new Kabuterimons with Hercules Kabuterimon Ace from EX8, the Tyrant Kabuterimon from BT16, also Tentomon from BT15, and Mega Kabuterimon Promo, also the Mega Kabuterimon Ace on this page. So yeah, I have enough stuff to make a competent Insectoid deck, so maybe I'll get around to it in the future. Then there's some Leopardmon cards and Rust Tyrannomon and Metal Tyrannomon. Alright, the Imperial Ramon Dragon mode. Is this the misprinted one? I mean, where the effect isn't worded correctly? Could be, I'm not sure anymore. Right, here we have the new Royal-based Digimon, which I was considering building a deck for, but I'm still missing some cards for it. The most important one being the rare level 3. Well, what's the name of their level 3? Something Beamon, Honey Beamon or something, I don't know, I forgot. But yeah, I need to get some of those before I can build a deck and some other cards as well. And right here is the new Zephagamon from the starter deck. Alright, and I finally got the Hydrassi. And I mean, seriously, how did I get that past the sensors? I mean, just look at it. Look at it! And then I believe Argomon are the only thing new from this page, so, oh, right. Here we have some Digimons and Quantumons. I believe I managed to get both of these by trading. And this one I pulled from the special limited set. And they are really good Digimon, so I'm glad to have them. Anyway, that's it for this binder. And finally, we have this one. This should have my purple, black, and white cards. And starting off, we have the Impmon and Belzemon pages. And yeah, when I say pages, I mean pages. Like, at least those three, maybe something else in the back. Oh yeah, there's still one row of Impmons here. But yeah, I used to have a Belzemon deck as well, but then I dismantled it because of I needed the 7-cost option card, the what's its name? Anyway, the option card that when it's trashed from the deck, that gets played in the battle area, then you can trash it to get a purple Digimon from your trash to your hand, and if it's played from the hand, you can delete one of your opponent's Digimon, you know which one I mean. But yeah, I needed that card for the 7th grade Demon Lords deck, and that's why I dismantled my Belzemon deck, but I may put it together in the future, because it's also one of my favorite decks to play around with, and it helps that Belzemon is one of the coolest looking Digimon in the game. I mean, just look at some of this artwork. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna build the deck again in the future. Then these two pages here are basically the purple waifu pages, with Lilithmon, Ophanimon, Mastemon, Belstarmon, and Mervamon and Minervamon as well. And here is the rarest card in my collection currently, the Belstarmon X Antibody. I always forget the name of this rarity. It's not gold rare or something like that. I always forgot what's the official, if it even has an official name. But yeah, a really beautiful card. It looks stunning in person, if I do say so myself. I'm not sure if the camera does it justice. But yeah, I'm pretty glad I got to pull this from one of the EX7 boxes I got. Right, what do we have next? Alright, here is the Lucemon row and some of the 7th grade Demon Lords here as well. Then we have the Dex Doruga line here, which I also had a deck build around, but I probably needed some of the cards from it for another deck, that's why I dismantled it. And right, this is probably the super rare which I pulled the most from BT16. Shroudmon. Too bad it isn't really a good card. I mean, on paper it's not really that bad, but it is a high cost to evolve, and it doesn't really do all that much for to justify that cost. But hey, if Postmon ever gets relevant again and it needs this card, then I have it. Alright, one of my favorite artworks in the game, this Darkness Bagramon. It just looks so menacing. The black and white version also looks pretty great. Too bad I don't have it. Right, what else is new here? Maybe only the Metal Garurumon aces. I think all the rest is old. Same as here, I don't think there's anything new here. Alright, maybe the Dino Beamon are new and Funkomon here. Probably Shadramon as well. Yeah, too bad I don't have enough cards to build the purple-red Imperial Dramon. But well, and maybe I'll get them in the future when they're a bit less cheaper. And yeah, Anubismon, which is limited to one, and I have 3 copies of them. Man, I really do have luck with those kind of cards. The ones that get limited later down the line and I pull a bunch of them. But it's still a pretty good generic purple card, so that's why I kept all the extra ones I have. Maybe I'll need them in the future. Ah yeah, I remember when this Fenrir Lugamon came out, that was also one of my favorite decks to play with. Now it got overshadowed by the Takemi Kazuchi version, but I still have a lot of fun playing around with this one as well. Ah, and here we have something new, the Heavy Metal Dramon. I was gonna make a deck around it, but I was waiting for the new Megidramon from the Special Limited set, which I do have now, so maybe I'll build the deck later on. And Lord Nightmon X Antibody and Lord Nightmon Ace, which I was planning also to build a deck with, but it needs the X Antibody Protoform, which is currently in my Lilithmon Ace deck, and since I enjoy playing around with that deck a bit more than Lord Nightmon, that's why I decided not to build it right now. But still, Lord Nightmon is a pretty strong deck, and maybe I'll take it once to locals or something to see how it plays, but for now they're gonna stay in the binder. Let's see what's next. Ah, right. The new EX8 cards and some Millennium ones from BT18. No, wait, 19, right. Yeah, here we have some cards for the new Nightmare Soldiers archetype, which I'm definitely gonna look into. I still need to figure out if the playstyle of the deck fits my taste, so if they do, I'll probably make that deck as well. Then there are 3 Barbamon X Antibody, but I only have one of the super rare Barbamons, which is, I believe, the only Barbamon we have in the game. So yeah, I'm not gonna be able to build anything around that one, but it's nice to have. And also the Talisman for Nightmare Soldiers, which is primarily a green card, but gameplay wise I believe it fits more into purple, so that's why it's in the purple section of the binder. And that should be it for my purple cards, right? Yep, that's it. Then we have the black cards again, with starting with Greymon. Nothing new here, I believe. Right, the Alphamon was not in the binder before, they were in their deck. But now I dismantled it, so they are here. And we are getting some new Alphamon support in the future, so maybe I'll build the deck again later. And the only new thing I believe is this row here with the new Ryudamons and Mame Tyrannomon. So let's move on. Oh man, that's a lot of Craniamon and Gankumons. But yeah, the only thing new here I believe is also those 3 cards. The new alternate art for the EX1 Machine Dramon and those Mega Dramon, which the alternate art looks pretty badass, I like it. Okay, I took this Metal Antemon out from the deck. I'll probably replace it with the new Nature Spirit Metal Antemon. But yeah, what's new here? Let's see. Alright, the Gantramon and the Beetlemons. So yeah, I do have a lot of those rainbow hybrids. I believe that's what they're called collectively. And yeah, here I have some D-Brigade stuff, which I was gonna also build a deck, but I don't think it would work with only 2 Brigade Ramons. Maybe it would, but it won't be as effective, I believe. Maybe for something in the future when they get future support, then I'll be able to build it. Right, here we have the Dark Knightmon page and the Diaboromon page. I don't believe there's anything new here except maybe those Armageddon and the Nanes from Premium Heroine. So yeah, let's move on. Alright, here we have some new EX8 card, and in Pyramidmon and Justimon X Antibody, Shame I only got one of those as well. If I manage to get some more, I'm definitely gonna build the new Justimon deck. But I also need the device option cards as well, which I only have one of. And yeah, that's it for the black cards. Now moving on to whites. Here we have the Omnimon page. Too bad I don't have the secret rare white Greymon for the Omnimon Ace deck, because this deck is pretty good. I had a fun time playing around with it, but it really needs that Greymon to be competitively viable. Then we have some more Omnimon variants here. Alright, the Imperial Drummond Paladin mode from BT8. Man, whenever I opened a BT8 box I got, which I believe was 3 of them, I always opened this as my secret rare, not the other one, which I believe was better, but wait, what was the other secret rare exactly? Was it Creepymon? Wait, let's check, I have him here, right? Where is it? Ah, here it is, wait. Ah, yeah, it is BT8. So yeah, I think I did pull one of them and then I traded for the other one. But yeah, most of the time I was getting Imperial Drummond Paladin mode. And then once when I went to Locums with Stanislavs, we got some loose packs from BT8. And one of the cards we pulled was also the Imperial Drummond Paladin mode, so we just couldn't escape it. Ah yeah, that was fun. Anyway, what do we have next? Alright, here is the new Susanomon Ace. So yeah, I should definitely look into building that rainbow hybrid deck. Also the big Lukomons are new, and Eosmon from BT17, and Apocalypse is another, what's it called, another limited card which I have multiple copies of. And also recently I bought a few stray packs of BT15, was it? Right, it's from BT15. And one of the cards I pulled over there was another Apocalypse, which I then traded off for something that I needed more since it is a limited card. And yeah, I know this Kalmon is not new, I had it for a while, but man, it's just... This is probably my favorite art in the home game. I mean, he just looks so adorable in this one, look at him. And yeah, that would be it for this binder. And I still have my trade binder here, so let's see if I put anything new in here. Nothing new in here on these pages, I believe. Let's see what we... Alright, here we have the new Emperor Greymon. Like I said, man, I pulled a lot of these just from the extra packs you got in the box. And I also got one alternate art, which I'm gonna trade if for something better if the opportunity comes along, because I already have the regular art. Alright, here we have two Ryutaro Williams from EX8 alternate arts, which, I mean, it looks cool, but it's nothing I would want to keep forever. Right, this Agunimon is also the one of the box toppers from EX8, I believe. That's also new. And right, the release event Oven Dreadnought, also the Imperial Drummond Fighter Mode Ace alternate art from BT16. I'm surprised I didn't manage to trade this one off already, since it's a pretty popular deck. Oh well, maybe later. Nothing new here, I believe. Alright, here we have an alternate art Hex Blaumon and Glucomons from EX7. Then some Tomi Hines and Korikakumon alternate arts as well. Nothing much of note here. This is also old stuff, I believe. Alright, I got the full art Shuchong Wongs. And a Sound Lukimon from pre-release event. And right, the Hercules Kabuterimon Ace art, alternate art from EX8, as well as Ebovumon Ace. And that's it for green. Ah no, wait, there's also Zoe Orimoto box toppers and Pteromon from EX7 alternate arts. Oh yeah, and this Pulsemon and Vespamon also. Let's see, that's it for green, I believe, yep. Alright, well, also the Boatmon alternate art from EX8. No wait, did I say the name correctly? Boatamon. Is that how you say it? I don't know. Alright, here's another Shroudmon. Ooh, and Velgramon from the pre-release event. And here we have the black cards, which I don't believe there's anything new in here. Alright, the Sunarizamon alternate arts from EX8, another Mega Dramon, and JP Shibuyas, and that's it for the black cards, I believe, yep. Right, this is the alternate art system on Sion from the, what's it called? The special limited set. And that should be it, right? Yep, that's all there is. So anyway, that's my updated Digimon TCG collection. I did manage to get some neat stuff over this year. Actually, the last year, since I'm a bit late with recording this. But yeah, pretty happy with how my collection is going along. And I hope it will continue to grow with some neat new cards in the future as well. So yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time. Bye!